But how is all this going to be impacting our Indian markets? To set you up for today's trading session, important stocks to watch out for in today's trading session, we have a team of research, as always, who's standing by to set you up for trade. Hurmas, let me start up with you. Good morning. Doesn't seem like a good morning that we're going to be seeing coming in today for the markets. Gap down is what Nifty implied is indicating.
Good morning, Vinny. And if I had to take some positives for the sake of it, I could say that there has been some recovery in the GIFT Nifty. At one point was down almost 220 points, currently down 130, but a gap down nonetheless. So it'll be testing some very key levels on the downside. And some triggers were evident from yesterday's session itself, because we ended at the lowest point of the day. At one point, we were about to test 22,700, faced resistance at that level, and then sold off towards the close of the trading session. And now this question is, will the index be able to survive the sell-off that we saw on Wall Street overnight? Even there, the benchmark indices have broken below some key averages, so not good triggers coming in from Wall Street as well. And it was, the pain was reflective in the broader markets all through the trading session actually. Even though the Nifty sold off in the later part of the trading session, the mid-cap and the small-cap indices were in the red through and through, and they were the underperformers yesterday. It was only the FMCG index that was the only sectoral gainer in yesterday's trading session. It remains to be seen whether we find one today at all. Now the important levels, of course, it is 22,250 based on what the GIFT Nifty is indicating. At one point was down 200, so was indicating a start close to that 22,250 mark, and if that gets taken out, then of course we get a retest back down to 22,000 on the downside. And it is important that we sustain above that 22,450 mark, which we have closed very precariously at in yesterday's trading session for further upside. Now the question to be asked, of course, is, have we begun a dash back towards last week's low of 21,964? Will FIs continue to sell aggressively now? But if considering the sell-off in the US markets, will some flows move back to EMs? That remains to be seen. And of course, all eyes on the CPI and the WPI data that comes out from both India and the US later this week. There's volatility seen in the Dow futures as well, and of course the 25% aluminum and steel tariffs that kick in by tomorrow. So important triggers to watch. For now, a gap down in the offing.
Okay, thanks so much for that, Hurmas. But let's go across to Abhishek, who's here to tell us the important stocks to watch out for in today's trading session. Good morning, Abhishek.
Well, IndusInd Bank could be in another red for trading session today, given the fact that the bank has disclosed that they did an internal review of processes with respect to other assets and other liabilities accounts of the derivative portfolio. So they estimate an impact of 2.35% adverse impact on the bank's net worth, which was there as of December 24. Gensol Engineering, the promoters have infused 29 crore via conversion of warrants. They converted warrants around 871 per share. Now, Indico Remedies, their Hyderabad-based clinical research has got one Form 483 from US FDA. Anupam Rasayan, they have signed a 10-year letter of intent worth about 922 crore with a Korean MNC. HEG over there, Bhilwara Energy, approves a fundraise of up to 500 crores. A board has also approved modified composite scheme of arrangement of company, that is HEG Graphite as well as Bhilwara Energy. Now, AGI Infra, they have reappointed their managing director with a effect from April 1st. Syngene acquires its first biologicals site in the USA, and Hitachi has launched a QIP of up to rupees 3,000 crores. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Abhishek. Keep an eye out on all the stocks. But what is the world of FNO going to look like today? We have Sudarshan, who's here to tell us all about that. Good morning, Sudarshan.
Good morning, Vinny. So first, it's all about global cues, where we are getting very weak global cues from US market, where we saw Nasdaq closing with a cut of more than 4%. But as far as FNO data is concerned, it's not looking that weak. Now, talking about yesterday's session, we saw Sensex and Nifty closing with minor cuts, while mid-cap index saw a cut of more than 1%. And as far as GIFT Nifty is concerned, it's indicating a start with cuts of more than 100 points. Now, talking about the flows, FIs continue to remain on the sell side, but the sell numbers have been coming down every day. Yesterday, they have sold nearly rupees 300 crore in the cash market, while DIs have bought more than rupees 260 crore. On the derivative side, FI's sell figure was more than rupees 500 crore. They have reduced long positions by nearly 440 contracts. At the same time, they have added short positions of more than 2,880 contracts. Now, FI's long exposure reduced. It has come down below 17%. It's at 16.7%. On the call side, strike rates that were active was first 22,700, where we saw addition of nearly 59 lakh shares, and for 23,000 call, we saw addition of almost 43 lakh shares. Now, on the put side, 23,000 22,300 put has shed 23 lakh shares, and 22,450 put has added almost 4 lakh shares. So what it tells you that on the downside, support remains around 22,300 for Nifty for now, and resistance is now at 22,700. If Nifty fails to hold to the levels around 22,300, then the level that comes in the picture is 22,100. Stocks that are in band, first one is BSE, then Hind Copper and Manappuram Finance. So these three stocks are in the band.
Okay, Sudarshan, thank you so much for the update there. Keep an eye out on the support and resistance level, as well as 3 stocks in the world of FNO that are in the banned list as well. But yes, that's the update on the FNO front as well as the domestic front. And